Welcome. In today's lesson, we're going to be discussing Google advertising, mainly search advertising, and it's really not too complicated once you get into it, and you'll get much better results than Zillow or any of these other marketing channels. In my experience, I've done a ton of real estate marketing. Really, it all comes down to keyword advertising, and then retargeting on top of that. If you have a big enough audience, if you have enough people going to your website, that would justify a retargeting campaign, which would be at least a few thousand a month. So that might not apply to everybody, but it's definitely good to have running. The search campaign gets you really good results as well, and it's not incredibly difficult. So yeah, it really comes down to these few keywords here. I'm using Redondo Beach just because that's where I live, but obviously that would be your location. Or the location that you're marketing in, and the way you're able to kind of see the results for the keywords. I'll just use the tool. If you go up to your tools and settings right here, and your keyword planner, and then discover new keywords, just type in new ideas that are similar for keywords in that category. So we see that Zillow Redondo Beach, 1,300, Redondo Beach Real Estate, 590 searches per month. And then Redondo Beach Homes for Sale, 1,600 searches per month. Houses for Sale, Redondo Beach, 1,000. So these are kind of like the top keywords. Now you can add additional keywords on top of that if you like. But generally Google Ads, there's a bit of a range when you put in a keyword. It's going to find fairly similar searches to what you give it. So you don't really have to go to homes for sale in Redondo Beach 90277 if you're already searching, if you're already including a keyword homes for sale in Redondo Beach, right? Like you don't need to have that additional sort of information. Generally Google will find we'll include that within that search campaign. Like Trulia, Redondo Beach, yes, only 70 searches per month there. So really we're kind of going after these bigger keywords so that you're not spending a ton going after not unrelated keywords, and you get the best results with that. Obviously you can add more of these if you like. These are just the top 8 or so keywords that they're really going to get you best results. Just replaced Redondo Beach with the location that you're marketing in, and you'll be good to go. So once you kind of figure out your keywords, I would suggest just using these as a starting point. But whatever keywords you want to go with, you would start with campaigns, and then this little blue button here, campaign. Now another technique that I've done with bigger companies is including your competitors' keywords. So, like Century 21 Realtor, Redondo Beach. Those are going to be like smaller searches. It would be the actual, the agent's name, things like that. So when someone searches for that agent's name, an ad for your business would pop up. But generally, realtors don't get a ton of traffic or searches anyways. It's kind of the big players like Zillow and whatnot. They pull most of the traffic, but you can consider including those as well. So if you're in a location where the top realtors are, their names and they're pulling a lot of traffic, include their names within your search campaigns as well, so that when people search for their name, an ad for your website pops up. It's a pretty effective way to go. But you want to go with leads on this. So what's your objective? Leads. You can just click continue here. This is basically going to use all the conversion information that it has within your account. We'll try not to make this too nerdy. I swear it's not incredibly complicated. And then you click search here. Name it whatever you like. Conversions, yeah. This would really depend if you have conversions set up on your website. And, obviously you want to have the Google Pixel and everything on your site just so you can track the traffic and everything. it's a bit of a setup involved in that. It's not really, again, too complicated, but it's something that you can get done pretty quickly. So if you're gonna go through for a cost per lead, so how much are you willing to pay per lead that comes in for a person that wants to buy property or sell property, right? You can set a target cost per action, but generally when you do that, the amount of conversions it'll get drops pretty significantly. So you can just leave this the same, or you can go for clicks or an actual a traffic campaign as well. So I would say just leave this as is. Search networks. Turn off Google Search Partners here, and then the display network. You can include this, and you'll get a lot more impressions, a lot more traffic, but there's a lot more bot traffic and kind of low quality traffic on these search partners websites. So it's like, well, Bing would be one, but that's not incredibly low value, but maybe like DuckDuckGo, like they're just not as stringent when it comes to fake traffic or low quality traffic. So people are going to be clicking on it that are not exactly what you want to go after. If you have the budget and you want to include it, feel free to, but just going for the best results here. And then locations, United States, make sure you click location options here, and then people presently or regularly in your targeted locations. We're just going to target the entire U.S. So people throughout the U.S. who search for this these keywords. Otherwise, it's going to be people that have an interest in the U.S., and that could be lots of different people. And then good. Okay, easy. Next. So this is how the URL would show above your ad, having the Redondo Beach real estate there. It's that is a keyword that people are going to be searching for, and so they're already kind of primed to they'll stand out to them a bit more. Now within these headlines here, what you want to do is use these prime keywords. So again, it's people who are just searching for that. It'll stand out to them. And then we have an issue using Zillow, their brand name. So you might want to move that one, but let's try some of these other ones. Realtor. The important words that you kind of want to stand out, I usually make them capped. You don't want to overdo this, but it's just it's a little bit more attention. It's another one of those things that increase your conversion rates by a tiny bit. Okay, and once we have those kind of main keywords in there, also include the name of your company here. So you get up to 15 headlines here. You definitely want to use all of them, but make sure that these keywords are certainly included. Again, Google. I don't think it'll be an issue. I've definitely run ads in the past that they include Zillow within the ad copy, but Google might take an issue with it, perhaps. Just because it's a branded keyword. If that's the case, you could just remove it and then use another headline. But you can definitely target that keyword with ads, and it's an effective way to go. So your company name, a few other headlines in here, and then descriptions. Okay, so we need some ad copy, right? Where do we go? Our good old swipe file. That's right. See how handy this thing is. So we now have this, source that we can go to and we also have the ad copy we were working with, just the example I showed on the swipe file video, but this is some good ad copy to definitely include. So enjoy again, just assuming that I'm doing a marketing campaign for my business or a house in Redondo Beach area. Now you can do these sorts of ads for individual property listings as well. It's just, generally it's just not a ton of traffic for certain areas. So, I mean, if you like, you can definitely do a campaign for a specific home. What I'm kind of laying out here is just a general campaign that would send people to either your homepage, but it's easy enough. It's just a matter of entering, that landing page URL right here, sending them directly to that property website. It's nice with Google is, they'll test out all these different headlines, and if it's not working, they won't push it to the front quite as much. So it's for there. The reason it says ad strength is poor is because we need more headlines here. So I guess we can go ahead and add some more here. And houses for sale, Redondo Beach. Okay, Jesse Grillo. That's the name of the company. So what is it? It's that the customer wants more than anything, right? Potentially live in Redondo Beach. Well, this experience Redondo Beach is pretty good too. Okay, so you could fill out, additional headlines there. They give you a lot of options, but really it is that simple. The only reason it says average there is this the make headlines more unique, and you can add additional headlines there, and they'll be resolved. Now you can add, there's all sorts of different add-ons you can have to your Google Ads, and you're welcome to do that. Site links are basically will be links under your ad showing different sites. So like if you wanted to call out certain properties, you can certainly do that. Call outs to your ad like call now or click here today, those sorts of things. But these sorts of ads, this is super simple. It's just based off the keywords. Someone's looking for this keyword. It's really going to stand out to them. And usually get some of the best click-through rates and conversions. And you're not targeting a huge audience. It's really just people that are searching for these specific keywords. So it's usually delivers some of the best results. Now with this, the keywords, I should mention, there are a few options where you can, let's see here. So what we have here is a broad match. What Google will do is it'll find kind of broad variations of those keywords. So that could be Redondo Beach Zillow. It could be if someone searches for Redondo Beach homes for sale on Zillow, or condos for sale in Redondo Beach with Zillow, or whatever it might be, right? So there's kind of a broad range there. Whereas a phrase match is a closer variation of that, right? It might like Zillow for Redondo Beach, or Redondo Beach homes could be a phrase match, a very, very close variation of it. Exact match is exactly that keyword. So someone types in exactly this word right here. And for these campaigns, it might be worth it to actually just do, well, the exact match, it's great. That sort of traffic is really the most targeted you kind of want to go after. But there's not an exact, people don't type in exactly Redondo Beach home. Sometimes they do. It's just that there's usually some variations there. So what I would recommend is a broad match, and just keep the budget within something that you're going to be comfortable with, because Google's going to use all of it however they can. So that's pretty good there. And then good. You can create and add your Sitely extensions if you like, which is easy enough to do. And now you can have, Redondo Beach home, description, and then a filing URL. And these could be the different properties that you're listing. Only thing with that is every time if you sell a property or there's a change, you have to come in here and change your site links for the ad, right? Like unless you want someone going to a property that you've already sold. But generally, these sorts of ads as they are do pretty well. Call out extensions. You can have all kinds of different call outs there. Add a phone number to your ad for mobile. So if someone's, calling, it's pretty good. Yeah. Unless you're doing apps, you don't really need to add that. No, good. Okay. For this sort of campaign, those keywords, I think there was maybe 5,000 searches or so per month total. It's a pretty minimal amount. So you do anywhere from 25, $50 a day if you wanted to. Pretty minimal amount. So let's just do 50 here. I like how they tell you, oh, here's our predicted amount of conversions you'll get is 1. How would they know that, right? But I don't buy too much of the data that they give you. Again, this is your call. If you want to have your ad appear on Bing and other websites, you certainly can. You can also have it. I wouldn't recommend this one. This is not really going to get many conversions off of you. It's just going to show the ad on websites that are related to your keyword that allow display advertising. So if there's some real estate blog out there, or whatever it might be, you don't want that. It's no good. Segments, 8 keywords, 1 ad, boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. And then just publish the campaign. I mean, it's really that simple. And you can do variations of this, but it's just really focusing on those main keywords. You can do the keyword planner right here, and add some additional keywords if you like. But I find one thing. Well, I mean, this is really with every client, but real estate clients especially. They make things way more complicated than it needs to be, and it's not. This is a very simple sort of marketing structure, and they like to design, they like to add, they like to put their personality into things. Don't do it. I'm just it's obviously your brand, and you want to have that within your marketing campaign. Absolutely. I mean, have your brand image out there, and we'll get into that in a second with some of the retargeting campaigns that you can do. But just someone searching for a keyword Redondo Beach Homes, if your ad has Redondo Beach Homes as the title and that ad, it's going to stand out to them, right? Much more than your name, usually, right? Much more than a cute saying or whatever it might be. That is exactly what that is their desire at that point in time. So you want to touch on that as much as possible in your advertising. So all you would do is publish this campaign. You can create a few different ads within the campaign and clone it and do a bunch of different variations. But this is simple baseline, going to get you really good results marketing. And I would say try a few different varieties, but that's really the way to go. So retargeting, let's discuss that really quick. Retargeting should only really be done if you're getting a substantial amount of traffic to your website. I mean, you got to have at least 1,000 visitors per week to justify a retargeting campaign, and you might not have that. So, which is fine. This sort of search campaign will get you more than great results for what you're looking for. But let me just show you how to do a search campaign if you do have some substantial traffic, or you just want to do a search campaign. You're welcome to do as well. So, within your tools and settings, you would go to Audience Manager here. Safe for it's fine. And then this little blue dot here, and website visitors. And then you would just enter, how the time frame for when people have been to your website, and this really can depend. So you kind of want to keep that continued brand awareness with your audience ongoing. So what you can do, and assuming you don't have a ton of traffic to your website, is I think it's 540 is the max. Yeah. And that will basically show ads to people who have been to your website within the last 540 days. And so that would definitely help with that brand awareness. Now, oftentimes, generally with a lot of products, you kind of want to focus on that 7 day. If they haven't been to your website in 7 days, really hone that in. But home buying is a little bit different because there's quite a range there. A lot of people will, visit a realtor's website and spend a good amount of time. But this ensures that you're showing ads to them and people that have been to your website, within the last 6 months. But, people clear their cookies or people get on different computers or whatever it might be. So this isn't going to be absolute, but it's a very effective way to go. So, final formula. You can also create an audience for 7 days if you want, 30 days, 90 days. Those are kind of the three main audiences that usually people target with. It's really 7 days. That's the main audience that people target. But we'll just go with that's fine. It's fine. Create segment. Okay, found it. Good. And then all that you would do is, if you're in your campaigns, you would just click the little blue button, new campaign, leads. You can also do variations here as well. I mean, you can do just website traffic. It's just the leads. I'm assuming that someone is going to your website and filling out a form on your site. If your conversions are set up properly, this is optimized for conversions. If not, just do website traffic. That would also get good results. Or if you're selling something on your website, you would go for sales. But I'm just doing leads in this case. Just keep this as is with all the conversions, and then we're going to do a display just for examples. In standard display campaign, yes. Yeah. And this is what you like. United States and people that are regularly in or my targeted location. Good. Good. This is going to probably be pretty minimal, if unless you have a good amount of traffic going to your site. You could do $25 a day or maybe even less. It really kind of depends on how much traffic you're getting to your site. You want to go for conversions, automatically maximize conversions, that's fine. Okay, now in targeting, add targeting, audience segments. Yeah, it's still populating, but this would be the audience that we just created, right? And if we wanted to do 7 days or 30 days or 90 days, we would just click that, option. Easy enough. And you want to turn off optimized targeting. Optimized targeting basically means that Google can expand beyond the reach of your retargeted audience to similar demographics. It gives them a reason to get extra spend out of you. Right? You don't want that. You want to target just the people that have been to your website. Okay, something you're welcome to test. Just I never do it. Okay, good. Okay, that's all set. All right, so there are responsive display ads don't really deliver in my experience with real estate clients. Really, the best results I get are from display ads, standard display ads. And these are just simple images that you would upload here and it would be shown to people that previously visited your website. And there are a lot of different sizes that you can have. I just want to see your ad sizes going. There we go. So there's only a few ad sizes that go on mobile and desktop. And those are kind of the ones that I want to go for. By far, the ones that usually do the best are 250 by 250. This is the standard square right here. I would say just stick to that. Really, if you get maybe 3 or 5 images that are 250 by 250, that's going to get you where you want to be. There's a skyscraper, but the skyscraper only appears on desktop in certain situations, and it's this one appears on desktop and mobile. It's easy, it's usually the best way to go. Now let's talk about images. So you would enter your website here, just your domain, or if there's a property that you want to promote and you're using images for that property, absolutely. I mean, include that, and people that visited your website previously will see that advertisement. What's nice about this, I mean, you can create hundreds of ads if you wanted to, one's for your properties, one's for your just your homepage, your brand. But generally just standard ads are pretty good. So I just wanted to take a look at some of these real estate ads, display ads that. Yeah, I just wanted to take a look at some of these real estate ads, display ads, and just to kind of give you a better idea of what the images should look like and what's going to get you some good results. So let's see here. So the thing you have to remember is this is a very small sort of image. It's 250 pixels by 250 pixels, right? So we have very limited space. And what I find is a lot of realtors put a lot of ad copy and a lot of information. Like that's no good. It's a lot to take in, right? If you're just going on a website for a second, you're reading something, you're not really paying too much attention. You're not, reading all this is not going to. The condos not even on there correctly. All right. Well, so what you want ideally is an image where it's. And this is just one I found. That's not really good. So this is fairly good. I mean, it's not the 250 by 250 image, but it's the name of the location, right? Some sort of slogan or pitch that you're giving, your logo, and your website. We don't have www there. People know, right? If you have .com, it's fine. This is a little more simplified version of the other. Find your dream home. I would say if I was doing Redondo Beach, I would say find your dream Redondo Beach home, and then have the image directly related to the location, right? Not necessarily the home, but the location, because there's going to be a lot of people that aren't in that location that that really resonates with, and also people in that location, if they see an image of their town, they're going to be responsive to it. But you don't need to have the address here or anything. Find your dream Redondo Beach home, or Redondo Beach living. Just a simple, maybe 4 or 5 words, your logo right there, and then that's a pretty good ad. Let's see. A variation of this could actually work pretty well. Your new home in Los Angeles is waiting. I would just have that ad copy right there. Your new home in Los Angeles is waiting. Your new home in Redondo Beach is waiting. Don't include the price or 3-bedroom bath, whatever, and then maybe your logo right here. Don't have contact agent or anything, just a logo. Your new home in Redondo Beach is waiting. Great. That's really going to get them, because this smaller text isn't really going to get read. You might think that, like, well, you're not including as much information. I'm not. But the people are actually responsive to it, and they're clicking on it. Remember, this part of the process is not to sell the home. It's to get them to take the next step, which is to get you to go to your website. These are people who have already been to your website before. They're interested in what you're doing, and you just want to grab their attention and get them back to where you want them to be. So, yeah, that's not ideal. It's close, but not ideal. Will your dreams come true? We will help you find it. It's okay. Yeah. All right, great. This isn't a real estate, but just, I mean, as far as an example goes, just logo, right? Quick slogan. I'd say Redondo Beach living right here. And maybe, some sort of call to action, learn more, or whatever it might be, right? It's a very, very simple ad, but this will get a lot more traffic than a lot of information. This is Google's website. Okay, so just to reiterate, images that are about the location that you're marketing in, not necessarily the property that you're listing, but people something that will respond to what that customer base wants, right? So if they're moving to Redondo Beach, I'm assuming that the ocean is a pretty big factor in that decision making, right? What is the decision factor in the location for you, or the property that you're listing? Okay, is it isolation? Is it in the middle of the city? Is it is it elite? Is it in the Malibu Hills? Is it whatever it might be? So really pick the images that kind of touch on that pain point of your customer base. What are their desires? What do they want out of buying a home? Not the home that they want, but what is it that they want to resolve by purchasing that home? And that could be living by the ocean. That can be living in a cabin in the woods, being, by themselves, being whatever it might be. So you're really trying to get to those deeper pain points with your customer base, not so much pushing a home sale. Again, it's just about getting their attention and getting back to your site and where your website converts them into your customer. So yeah, that's what I got for Google Ads. Oh, and let me show you one thing really quick. Once you if you're doing retargeting, make sure that you go into, so once you actually publish the campaign for your display advertising, go click on the campaign and go over to settings. It's interesting that Google doesn't give you this option when you're actually creating the campaigns. It's kind of underhanded if you ask me. So if you go into the settings, click additional, you'll see this frequency management right here. Okay, click that. Now you can set a preference for how many times you want your ad to be shown to the person in one day or a week or a month or whatever it might be for the whole campaign. That's fine. If you don't do this, let's say that there's a bot, just a program that goes on websites and collects information and goes all around the internet, and it's just collecting all kinds of information, right? And it goes to your website and gets cookied, and then it goes to another website to collect information, and it has ads on it. You're paying for that bot to be shown ads. And it's a really big problem with paid advertising, Facebook, Google, really across the board. So potentially you can have a bot go to your website, and then you just paid for 1,000 impressions to this program out there that's not even a real person, right? Or you can have a person who's not really that interested in your products go to your website, and then Google's just going to show them a bunch of your ads over and over again because you're paying per impression, so they want to get all that out of you. But the way you get around that, partially, is you go to the frequency management and then put a pretty low number here. I mean, 10's fine. Sometimes I do like 3 to 5. That's fine as well. You don't want to kind of oversaturate your audience with ads. You just want to, make sure that presence is there ongoing. So, usually 3 to 5. But yeah, just remember that. Click save, and you're good to go. Then yeah, you have a campaign going for search and display advertising that should get you some good results. All right, that's what I got on Google Ads. I'll see you on the next one.